Hello, my name is Mark Sammut from London, Ontario, right close to home here. This is ISMA Super Modified. The ISMA car is going to be here Friday, September 28th. I'm 35 years old, and I grew up in London, and this is what we do in our spare time all winter long. I started racing when I was about 9 years old with go-karts. At that time, there was a Fanshawe Kart Club in London here, and we ran out there every Wednesday night. So we did that till I was 16, 17 in that area, and then we started to get into what they call a Can-Am midget, which looks just about exactly like one of these, but it's about 3/4 of the size. And we ran that for 8 years, and then we got into this. We won the championship once with the midget, and the indoor championship a couple times. And so that's really, since the time I was 9 years old, I've been racing ever since. The chassis itself, most of the cars are all, built out of tubing. There's no real factory that builds these cars. There's a few guys that have built a handful of them, but for most of the cars, most of them are basically home built. And car weighs 1,850 pounds when it's all ready to go, and that's why they get the lightning speed out of them, because of the lightweight and the big horsepower. The engine's a big block Chevrolet with fuel injected, dry sump oil pump, everything done for racing. The only thing really that's Chevrolet is the engine block. Makes in the neighborhood 850 horsepower, somewhere around 750 foot-pounds of torque. This engine here, they turn anywhere between 74 to about 7,800 RPMs, depending on what style engine you use. The wing's mounted on air shocks. The idea of that is so that when the pressure on the top of the wing overcomes the air that's in the shocks, the wing will drop down on the straightaway to reduce the drag, so you get a little more speed on the straightaway. Then as the car slows down going into the corner, the air shocks take over again, forcing the wing back up, and that way you get the angle on the wing to put lots of downforce on the car to go around the corners. Brakes are they're performance friction brakes, made for racing. They're not really what you call special, other than they're made for racing. Everything's done for racing on them. They on a small track, you might use up a set of brake pads in a couple nights. On a big track, they last 4 or 5 nights pretty easy. So the tires are all Hoosier tires. They're slicks. They don't last long. They're really soft to hook up the car. But that's 18 inches wide, the right rear tire, and you use it. It runs one race night. We have to run the same tires in the feature that we qualify on. So we'll put new tires for the heat race, qualify in the heat race, and then use the same tires in the feature, and put another new set for the next week. Shocks, these are Carrera shocks. They're built strictly for racing. There's all kinds of different brands of racing shocks. We just happen to be able to, we work well with the Carreras. I seem to like them. They seem to work pretty well on the car for us, and we have no trouble adjusting them. They're adjustable. You can get different rates, the compression and the rebound, and there's no real right or wrong. It's just what each car likes and what the driver prefers. Okay, to reduce the weight and not lose any horsepower that the engine creates, there's no transmission at all on the car. It's direct drive. The drive shaft's mounted directly to the back of the engine, and then what they call the shifter is in the differential, and you can either put the car in gear or in neutral, so that you can push the car without the engine running. But when you're on the racetrack, there's only one speed. It's locked in gear, and it's directly driven, and that way we can eliminate the starter, we can eliminate the battery, and get rid of a lot of weight off the car that's not required. Track definitely a lot better than it was last year. Last year, the first year the Super Modifieds had been here in a long time, and everything went pretty smooth as far as the race goes, but the track was definitely quite rough and slippery. But hopefully, definitely the work that's been done has improved it somewhat. It's really nice to to be able to run close to home in front of the fans, and hopefully we can put on a good show and everybody will have a good night.